At Crown Point Realty, we believe in creating a real estate experience for our clients that is second to none. Educating and preparing our clients for what to expect is the best way to ensure we get you started in the right direction. As committed realtors, we are always on the go and always well caffeinated. We decided why not answer your real estate questions over a cup of coffee at some of our favorite spots. This is Coffee with Crown Point. Hey there, welcome back to Coffee with Crown Point. I'm Matt Farnham.
Mike Graham.
Mike, thanks for being back with us again today.
Of course, thank you.
Today we're going to talk about preparing your home for the market. That is something that we get a lot of questions from our sellers about. It's something that we see on TV all the time. There's all types of different opinions and information coming at our clients related to this topic, so we wanted to address it and hopefully bring some value to you by watching this. And we talk about preparing your home. There's really two main pieces of that. There's improvements, which is obvious. What do I do? Do I paint this? Do I replace that? Do I fix this? Do I add this type thing? And then of course staging the home is the second aspect of that, which that would relate to every home needs to be staged in the best way possible, even if that means you're not doing anything to it. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to getting the best bang for my buck and the best return on my investment.
That's right. That's right. And what you see is sometimes sellers, they get into, this dangerous mindset of, hey, I'm listing my home. I'm going to just deliver it as is, right? I'm going to deliver it. I'm not going to paint my walls because the buyer's going to paint them anyways. I'm not going to, carpet's dirty, but I'm not going to clean the carpets or clean the house because they're going to do that anyways. You want to tell us why that's kind of backward?
Oh, absolutely. That's a good point. That it is a dangerous mindset. And we have some clients that they're all in. Hey, I know I need to fix this and hide this and do this. And some clients that they don't want to deal with it, and they'll just. But the problem is they think that I just have to discount my home dollar for dollar. Meaning, let's just use paint and carpet for an example because that's kind of the obvious one. What if it was going to cost you $5,000 to do some paint and carpet in your home to get it back to that neutral kind of move-in ready standard that's going to appeal to the largest amount of buyers? But you say, hey, tell you what, I'm just going to reduce what I'm willing to take on the home, $5,000, or maybe even reduce the list price $5,000. But there's sweat equity, and that's something a lot of people, they hear the term, but they might not fully understand it. But at the end of the day, somebody's going to get sweat equity, and it's either going to be the person who's putting the work in up front that can now demand top dollar for their home, or the buyer who's writing the offer is going to want something in it for them if they're going to have to do all that stuff themselves. And just paying $5,000 less to spend $5,000 on those things and dealing with the investment, the time, the energy and frustration that comes with all that, they're going to want something in it for them.
That's right. That's right. So, and then, obviously, as far as staging your home, we live in an HGTV world. So if you go in and, hey, I'm not going to do anything to the home, I'm not going to clean the carpets, or I'm not going to paint the walls. Well, if I'm taking a buyer, chances are we're not looking at one home. We're looking at 3 or 4 or 5 homes. So you want a first place home. So by not, doing really the minimal there, chances are your home's going to be in 4th or 5th, and even 2nd isn't good enough.
Right. You can come in 2nd 5 times in a row, but that might not result in an offer, or at least not a good offer. So
that's right.
You got to come in first. And in that HGTV world, Mike's absolutely right. Buyers, they see this on TV. You watch the shows too. I know you do. And you either want the pig that you got to fix up, or you want the turnkey, beautiful, move-in ready home. Probably not somewhere in between. So,
that's right.
I'm kind of an all or nothing usually in my advice. Let's either get it move-in ready, but if we're only going to go halfway, it might not be worth doing it at all. And at the end of the day, listen, this is where you got to get with a professional, get a consultation. And really every home's different. It's based on the neighborhood, the market, the values in that neighborhood and what we're competing with and that type of thing. And on that note, what I'm getting at is we'll see an extreme of improvements. We'll see buyers do, quartz countertops and the hardwood floors and the new, landscape overhaul and all these things. And that's great for some properties. And some, depending on what is on the market, you might get away with just doing carpet cleaning and getting the house cleaned up and staged nicely. But one of the elephants in the room related to this whole thing is appraisal.
And appraisal's huge. So when we talk about working with a realtor, working with a professional that lives and breathes it, is because of, the elephant in the room is the appraisal. Someone that's going to do comps for you. Someone's going to, look at it, say, hey, this house has tile countertops, but you have granite. So, we could add some value to your home. And then, one of the things they talk about with the appraisal sometimes is creating the problem. So can kind of walk through that a little bit?
Of course. Well, I mean, the goal is let's create the biggest problem we can. We want to sell your home for every penny possible. Of course, that's the ultimate goal. So what do we need to do to demand top dollar like that? However, the responsible part of that too is being very aware of where the comps are and what the home's very likely to appraise at, even if we are the best home on the block.
Yep.
So not creating such a problem where we sell your home for 20 or 30,000 more than it can appraise for in a price range and market condition where buyers aren't willing to pay that type of difference, or they don't have that type of liquidity. So again, that's where a professional's advice will come in, very relevant and applicable to these types of conversations. So that would be obviously an important step. And listen, there's the obvious things. There's paint and carpet.
Yep.
But there's some of those little details too that are really just as important.
When you talk about elephants in the room, how many times have I had buyers in there and they see carpet in the bathrooms?
Yeah.
And they're like, we just can't do that. It's just not right. Or old looking linoleum, yellowed, maybe it's peeled out on the sides. Colors that aren't neutral, your red bedrooms, purple bedrooms, lime green, things like that.
It might have looked great with your curtains and valance and drapes and all that, but probably not appealing to the largest amount of buyers, which is the goal.
That's right. That's right.
Or a good example is what you ever left the home and the handle's hard to work.
Yeah.
What a last impression are you leaving when I'm with my clients and I can't even figure out how to open up the door handle because it's so sticky or firm or whatever it is. Those types of things you just really got to be aware of because it really could make or break your home sale.
Yeah, it's your first impression. So you drive up that curb appeal where you're like, oh, the landscaping is well maintained, everything is green and alive, and then you go down the road and maybe the landscaping, there's weeds there, there's dead plants, or there's the broken or doorknob that just doesn't work right.
The goal is if the buyer leaves your home not thinking of anything I have to do when I move in, that's really the goal. So if the landscape looks fresh,
that's absolutely
trim, baseboards, all these types of things can make a big difference. So that's kind of the improvement section. And let's just briefly move on and we'll be done, is talking about staging. Staging, again, should apply to every home. Maybe not every home is going to have a bunch of improvements done to it, but at a minimum, everybody should at least have their home staged as well as possible for the marketing.
Yeah. So when you look at, you take your pictures, you don't want clutter. You want to take the clutter down. Things that add value. So that nice stand mixer may be a nice thing to have in there. But we talk about pictures, and we are family men. Right. We have pictures on our walls, but it's something where you don't want you just want the Legoland. You just don't want all 4,000 pictures of Legoland.
Right.
You want Pinterest.
There's Hallmark and Pinterest, or there's this family explosion of memories that are wonderful for you and your family, but probably not so much for a buyer envisioning their family being in the home necessarily.
Magnets on the refrigerator.
Yeah, so have your fridge cleared off, your countertops cleared off, unless it's a very marketable item. Have a bowl of fresh fruit and flowers, these types of things. No signs of pets, no dog leashes, no dog bowls, no dog beds, no cat towers, no bird cages.
Yep.
I hope I'm not offending you. I'm just trying to help you sell your home for more money. You can't have those things showing, at least in the marketing photos, if nothing else. So,
yep, absolutely. So I hope we presented and added some value to you guys with this conversation, this Coffee with Crown Point.
Yeah, and let's continue the conversation. Reach out to us anytime if you have any questions about this or anything else you see on any of these episodes. And we'll see you next week again on Coffee with Crown Point.
Do you have a question that you'd like to have answered? Feel free to submit a comment below, send us a message, or give us a call, and we will feature it in an upcoming episode.